It's hard to see, but it looks weird out. Hi, I'm Gazbot. I'm an artist, an illustrator, among other things. You might look like there's a tint on me right now. There's no filter. This is just the light outside. It's like 5 o'clock in the winter in California, so I'm wearing shorts, but it's nice. It's weird. It's like the witching hour or something. It's got a very odd vibe, and I hardly ever come out to my backyard, especially recently. But I'm cooking some pasta, and I want to come out and make an update video. What? An art update, a vlog, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to start throwing up some art here and just talk a bit. I haven't done an update in a while. There's been a lot going on. We moved, and the move was just horrible in so many ways. Hey, look, my hair matches that roof. We had to use several different moving companies. We almost got scammed, and then we lost some money, and then they broke some things and didn't reimburse us for enough, and then our dryer didn't work, and it took us months to get a new dryer. Now my cat's trying to break the screen door. Excuse me. Star, what are you doing? Don't break the screen door. I'm telling people about art. Anyway, so there's that, and then the pandemic, and a million other things that I'm not even gonna get into. All conspired to make it very difficult for me to have time to work, and emotionally draining, and just, I could go on and on. We all have reasons, but it's been, the last year or two have been very difficult for me, as they have been for a lot of people. And there's apparently a jet engine. I don't know if you can hear that. That sounds crazy. But anyway, I had been working and pushing through. I've been taking less client work. Haven't really been working on the horror. I'd work in fits and starts and stuff. And so where am I at now? Well, after going through a particular difficult time and literally not drawing so much as a doodle for several weeks, and even before that, I wasn't being particularly prolific, something clicked, and now I'm going. And I had done the sketch cards for Ultraman, and I am committed to doing more for Series 2, which is Ultra 7 and Return of Ultraman, and now it's raining on me. So I'm gonna go inside. And now I'm inside. So I'm committed to doing 30 cards for that set, sketch cards. I have done the digital roughs of like 7 or 8 of them, and they were supposed to be done end of December into beginning of January, and we're in the middle of January now. That deadline got pushed back, not because I requested it, but just things happening on their end. So it's not due now till I think the end of February, beginning of March. So I have an extra month or two, but that made me lose momentum because I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get these done. I haven't been working on it. And then the deadline got extended, and I'm like, not gonna work on that in time. So, but I am back working on that a little bit. Meanwhile, I also, the thing I was drawing first was Magna Defender. I'd thrown out a call like, hey, who wants to see me draw something? Because I can't share the stuff I'm doing with the cards, and I hadn't posted any social media art in a while. So that's why I did that, but I kind of did it more, and I'm probably going to turn it into a print. And there's a bunch of Power Ranger headshot prints that I have done, what would I call the pencils, like 4 or 5 of them. And if I do one more, I'll finish a team. And like my Etsy sales have been pretty good lately. So I'm like, I really should finish this team and do a couple more prints, whatever. So that's going on. Those are the 2 kind of projects I have going on. Meanwhile, I need to get back to the horror. My cat's meowing at me. She's like, where's the horror? Hold on a second. Come here, Star. This is Star Commander. She is a little bingo. Are you a little bingo? She's a little bingo. I don't know what that means, but she's a little chirp. She's a good one. Even though she destroys screen doors, she's a good one, right? She loves this. I don't know. It seems like such a not cat thing that they would like, but she loves when I squish her and scratch her and smush her. She loves attention. All right, cat, I'm putting you down. Anyway, I'm also turning, I was just talking to some friends on a hangout about this. I'm trying to turn a negative into a positive. I do Power Ranger art and Godzilla art. I do other stuff, but I do kaijus and monsters and Power Ranger art and Godzilla art. And that, if anybody knows me for anything, that's what they probably know me for. And they announced recently a Godzilla versus Power Rangers comic, which everybody I know was like, oh my, you're going to love this, and you should be working on this. And it's like, yeah, I probably will love that. And I wish I was working on it. And it didn't, everybody meant well, but it basically really bummed me out and depressed me. And not that I feel entitled and I should be doing it over what other people are doing. Everyone's there because they were talented, lucky, skillful, whatever. I'm not taking away from that. But it is like, oh, in another universe where I tried harder or made the right moves or met somebody or whatever, that could be me. And even if it's just a matter of doing like variant covers, which is something I've tried to get into for a while now, and it's been difficult. I hadn't tried The last year or so, I haven't been trying, but previous to that, I had been trying, and some of the people that I even talked to about that were the ones that like, hey, you should try to get variant cover on this. It's like, yeah, don't you remember when we tried to make this happen and it didn't work out? And well, okay, whatever. And so after that, I'm skipping over a lot because I don't want this to be too heavy. But after that, I didn't draw. That's one of the times I didn't draw anything for a while because it was sort of like, what's the point? And I'm not doing conventions, so I didn't have a lot of incentive to go do that. And like, I had a lot of actual opportunities or perceived opportunities that I wasn't able to take advantage of. It wasn't even a case of like, well, I tried and I failed. It's like, there's no point in even trying because if I succeed, I won't be able to do this and blah, blah, blah. You know, and I'm being vague because there's certain things I don't want to be explicit about because there are people involved that might watch this, and I don't want to I'm not throwing people under the bus. Nobody has done me wrong. No, this is all just life circumstances and my own stuff. But I said to myself, well, I could just start doing Godzilla versus Power Rangers art. I could do some concepts of like, if I did get a job doing a variant cover, what would I do? And so I started doing sketches and concepts, just iterations on the theme. And I also asked a buddy of mine, the big dog who I do Power Rangers Action Activate with, some ideas he had, and he gave me way too many, most of which I don't want to use because they don't fall within the parameters I had in mind. And so I started doing some of those. And the main idea is to just sort of shake me out of my funk and do something enjoyable, even if I'm not hired to do it. And right now I'm just doing roughs and concepts. I'm going to share them, and if I get a good reaction, maybe some of them I'll finish. And if I do, maybe I'll send these to some of these companies and say, hey, maybe think about me in the future, expecting nothing to come of it. But also I could then maybe take them and turn them into prints and sell them, whatever. But even if it doesn't go that far, it's gotten me drawing again more than just the things I'm committed to having to do. And so my plan is to kind of follow this Power Rangers versus Godzilla thread, finish up these Power Ranger head prints, do the Ultraman cards I'm committed to doing, and then somewhere in there, get back to the Horror Ray 4. That's the plan. I've moved, so I'm closer. I'm not in LA or Pasadena, but I'm closer to there than I used to be. So those are the conventions that I'll be doing once I go back to doing conventions. The only convention I have a plan to do this year, 2022, is Monsterpalooza in June. Hopefully the world and virus and everything works out that I'll be able to do that, but I took a gamble and bought a table. It was not a cheap table, and I've wanted to do it before, but because it was so far, or because, I don't know, I just had a hard time getting tables, I was able to get one. I just sort of jumped on it and was like, hey, in 6 months, if I'm still unable to do it, that'll be a huge bummer, but I'm going to take a chance. So that's that too. So I want to have new work for that because there's nothing more depressing than if you go to a convention and people that have seen you before are like, oh, this is all the stuff I saw last year or whatever. And I have done stuff since then, so I'm not that worried, but whatever. Anyway, this is a bit of a ramble. I'm going to end it here. This is the art update. I don't know how often I'm going to do these, but there are probably 5 or 6 people out there that care about this stuff. I'm alive. The last year or two have been, some of the hardest of my life. But I still had a good time seeing Spider-Man, and I still like toys. Yeah. Okay. Art.